Hello, everybody. Welcome to one more class. This is Teacher Jackie, and I hope you learn today. We're going to start in this class by correcting the homework, right? Let me just find it here. It was page 156, right? Dependent prepositions. I'm gonna share the screen with you. Just a second. Really good. So this is the page from the exercise, the page from the homework, right? We did the part 1, that it's prepositions after verbs, and then I asked number 2, that it's preposition after the adjectives. Okay, so we are going to correct this exercise right now. I don't think it was difficult, right? I don't know, like, I believe it wasn't that difficult. But what we're going to do, correct the exercise. So we have the prepositions about, at, for, from, in, of, on, to, and with. These are the prepositions, right? And then we have to complete the sentences, these 19 sentences, with these prepositions. So let's take a look into the number 1. Just a second. Let me find it here. Okay. So my brother, let me make it bigger, right? Okay, so my brother is afraid of bats, right? Really good. Number 2, she's really angry with her boyfriend about last night. Okay, I'm just following the about. So with and about. I've never been good at sport. Okay, eat your vegetables, they are good for you. Okay, I'm very close to my elder sister. Elder is another synonym for older. Okay, older, elder, the same thing. This exercise isn't very difficult from the last one. Okay, number 7. We are really excited about going to Brazil. Okay, so about. Number 7, about. Number 8. I'm fed up with listening to you complaining. Fed up with. Okay, it's always fed up with something or someone. Krakow is famous for its main square. My sister is very interested in astrology. I'm very fond of my little nephew. He's adorable. She's very keen on cycling. She does about 50 kilometers every weekend. I don't like people who aren't kind to, not with. Sorry. Don't like people who aren't kind to animals. She used to be married with a pop star. No, with is 15, sorry. Married to, today's difficult. She used to be married to a pop star. I'm very pleased with my motorbike, my new motorbike. Okay. My dad was very proud of learning to ski. 17. Why are you always rude to waiters and shop assistants? Rachel is worried about losing her job. And I'm tired of walking. Let's stop and have a rest. Okay, so these are the answers for the homework. And then we are going to listen to the sentences only to practice their pronunciation. Okay?
2.26. After adjectives. 1.
My brother is afraid of bats.
2.
She's really angry with her boyfriend about last night.
3.
I've never been good at sport.
4.
Eat your vegetables. They're good for you.
5.
I'm very close to my elder sister.
6.
This exercise isn't very different from the last one.
7.
We're really excited about going to Brazil.
8.
I'm fed up with listening to you complaining.
9.
Krakow is famous for its main square.
10.
My sister is very interested in astrology.
11.
I'm very fond of my little nephew. He's adorable.
12.
She's very keen on cycling. She does about 50 kilometres every weekend.
13.
I don't like people who aren't kind to animals.
14.
She used to be married to a pop star.
15.
I'm really pleased with my new motorbike.
16.
My dad was very proud of learning to ski.
17.
Why are you always rude to waiters and shop assistants?
18.
Rachel is worried about losing her job.
19.
I'm tired of walking. Let's stop and have a rest.
Okay, everyone. So that was it, right? We just have to cover this green box here. Gerunds after preposition. So every time we have a preposition, we always talk about a verb in the ing. For example, we are really excited about going to Brazil, or I'm tired of walking. In these sentences, we have some examples like this. For example, number 8. Let me just mark it here so you can see. For example, I'm fed up. What is this? Just a second. Okay. So I'm fed up with listening to you complaining, right? There's another exercise. She's very keen on cycling. Okay. My dad was very proud of learning. So all the verbs after the prepositions, they follow ing. Okay. This is something really really important to remember. Okay, so I think we are done here in this page. Let me just erase all the answers because it's going to be better for other people. And we are going to continue correcting the homework, right? It was this vocabulary part, and for A, let me just find it here in the book first. If I'm not mistaken, it was from the text, right? You had to do part D and part E, right? If I'm not mistaken, was it? Let me share the screen. Okay, so this is the page. These are the pages, right? In the unit number 4 for A, failure and success. So what we're going to do, we are going to correct the letter G, right? We can't listen to this text because it was a reading exercise. So we're going to check the answers already, okay? We don't have the time to read everything, and I believe that you read while you were doing your homework, okay? While I find it here, I just want to remember you that, guys, you have to send me your email, or you have to ask for the code number, okay? many people haven't asked me the code or given me the email. Remember that even though we are on quarantine, we are still working, we are still having marks and deadlines to fulfill, all right? So you have to send me your email. Please do it. All right, and then let's check it here. Let me just zoom it. Opa. Okay, so let me, okay. So we have here these exercises about sport, right? And the person says that he has never been to scuba diving or spoke Japanese or learned how to dance, right? Okay, so the first one, it's letter C, right? So it says, but as soon as I went under the water, I discovered that I suffered from claustrophobia. I just wasn't able to do it. This is number one. Number two is letter B. So every evening for the rest of my holiday, I had to listen to my scuba diving classmates talking about all the wonderful things they had seen that day on their diving excursions. Not being able to join in the conversation was very frustrating. Number three is letter D. I still love swimming and snorkeling, but I think that I have to accept that I will never be able to scuba dive. Bea, USA. So 1C, 2B, 3D. Okay? And then we have the learning how to dance about Sean on the UK. Guys, number four, it's letter F. So he says, I've always wanted to be able to dance salsa, and when I was working in Ecuador, there were free classes, so I joined. Okay. Number five is letter A. So when I hear music, my arms start moving, but my hips don't. After about 10 hours of classes, I was able to do the basic steps, but I was dancing like a robot. Number six is letter E. So it was a bit embarrassing. I was sure that one day I would suddenly be able to do it, but that never happened. And then from speaking Japanese, we have Joaquin, right? And the last two letters, letter G. So she was a very charming woman, but she was a bit disappointed with us. And you could see that she thought that we would never be able to learn. Okay, so if we take a look into all the options, we always have this word here. Let me just be able to, or they are in the negative, or they are conjugated, or they are in the infinitive, but they always use the be able to, right? And then we're going to learn today why is it like this, why we use it, okay? So guys, if you can go, let's go to, we had to do letter F, if I'm not mistaken, right? Actually, guys, it's not letter F, it's letter E, right? So let me create here a box so I can write it on this box. Because we needed to answer these questions, right? So why did they have problems? So Bea, she suffered from claustrophobia, right? So she suffered from this problem, right? Shan dances like a robot, and Joaquin found Japanese too difficult. So this is the answer for number one, for the first question. And then the number two, have they completely given up trying? So give up is when you stop doing, right? Bea and Joaquin have given up, right? Sean still tries to dance salsa when nobody is seeing, nobody's watching, right? Really good. Okay. And then these questions here, have you ever tried to learn something and given up, and why? It's really personal, right? But it's a good idea for you to answer. Okay. I, for example, I have been trying to learn German. You know that, teacher Roberta, too. But I thought about giving up many times, but I didn't. I don't know why. I needed to have it done, everything, and then, like, okay, let's try and let's do it. But I don't think I have given up many things in my life. But that's okay. This is just an example for you to see that it's possible for you to answer. Okay? Now, we are going to do the part G here, guys. We are going to move on to the grammar bank. Okay? Let's go there. 138. Let me erase it, everything here. Let me see. Okay. We had some answers, which don't have it anymore. Okay. So, can, could, and be able to. We are going to talk about ability and possibility. First, we are going to listen to the sentences, okay?
2.34.
I can speak 3 languages fluently.
Jenny can't come tonight. She's ill.
My cousin could play the violin when she was 3.
They couldn't wait because they were in a hurry.
Could you open the door for me, please?
Really good. So these are the sentences. And then we have these 2 bullet points, which is going to help us finding out the usage for this. So can, let me zoom it. Okay, so can is a modal verb. It only has a present form, which can be used with future meanings, and a past or conditional form. So we don't have, for example, can, will. We don't. Can is the present and the future form, and could is the past or conditional form. Only these 2. For all other tenses and forms, we use be able to and infinitive. And then, of course, we have every part of be conjugated. So we have present, infinitive, present, past, and future, as we have the examples here. Let's listen to these examples.
2.35. 1.
Luke has been able to swim since he was 3.
I'd like to be able to ski.
I love being able to stay in bed late on Sunday morning.
You'll be able to practice your English in London.
2.
Fortunately, I am able to accept your invitation.
My colleagues weren't able to come to yesterday's meeting.
Really nice. So then, for the be part, we always have the different parts. For example, let me find. Be able to is the infinitive, right? And then in the past, we have weren't, or we can also use wasn't, okay? We have the has when you talk about the present perfect. We have been when it's followed by another verb. So, for example, love being, okay? We have the will. I'm doing all the colors now. Okay, for example, will be able to practice, or she will be able to dance, he will be able to speak English, okay? And then we have the present form, am or is or are, okay? Now we are going to check why we use all of these options, the be part and the could and can part. If you take a look here, we are on these numbers. 1 and 2. We use be able to plus infinitive for ability and possibility, especially when there's no form of can. For example, future, present perfect, infinitive, gerund, and etc. So can be used for future meaning, but there isn't a word for can in the future, you know? But if you use be able to, you have the future form that it's written, okay? 2. Sometimes we use be able to in the present and past instead of could and can. Usually if you want to be more formal. So when we're talking about formality, we use be able to, but it's also used can or could. Okay? It's just that we have to take a look into the formal part, informal situation. It's a conversation with a friend. It's a conversation with your boss in a job interview or representing your company. You know, we have to take a look into the situations. Okay, so these are the usages: ability and possibility. If it's in the past, you have all past form of be able to and could. If it's the present, can and all the forms of be able to in the present. Okay, really simple. We don't have something like wow, very different in here. So let's do the exercise. Guys, remember that I ask you to do the exercise. You have to pause the video because the time of the video is optimized. But the time you have to do the exercises, it's the same time as in the class, like almost 3 hours, okay? In the class, we have conversations. Sometimes we make jokes. Sometimes we play a game. So the idea is that you take as much time as you need, but not only the 30 or 40 minutes in the video, okay? Remember that you have to pause the video every time I ask you to do the exercise, okay? So letter A is complete with the corrective form of verb of be able to. In the letter A is only be able to, okay? So you have the positive, the negative, and the question. Remember that if it's the question, the verb to be comes in the beginning. If it's negative, you have to add not in the be. For example, in here, here, weren't able to come, or Luke hasn't been able to swim since he was 3, or unfortunately, I'm not able to accept your invitation. Okay, so pause the video and do this exercise A, please. Go. Okay, so now let's correct it here. So her mobile has been switched off all morning. So I haven't been, let me put it here, haven't been able to talk to her yet. Why it's haven't been and wasn't able to? Because we have here yet. We have the yet word, and we have the has been switched off. So the idea is that it's present perfect. If it's present perfect, we use the have or has. In this case, haven't been able to. Okay? Number 2, I don't like noisy bars. I like being able to have a conversation without shouting. Teacher, can I also put to be able? Yes, but the idea is like, really? You know, like it's two verbs followed, one verb followed by the other. So normally we use the being part and not to be, okay? But to be is not wrong. 3, when I get a job, I will be able to leave home. So I will be able to leave home when I get a job. Okay. 4, we are having a party next Sunday. Will you be able to come? Okay, it's a question we don't know for sure, we don't have an answer, so normally we use will for questions we are not so sure. Okay, and also because the person is going to answer in the moment. So if you have a question and the person hasn't thought about the answer, we use will for predictions. I'm not so sure, I will check in my calendar, or oh yeah, I will, you know. 5, you need to be able to swim before you can go in a canoe. Okay, I'm going to France next week, but I don't speak French. I hate not being able to communicate. Not being able to communicate with people, you know? Many sentences, you just have to understand the context of the sentence. Number 7, fortunately, firefighters were able to rescue all of the people trapped inside the burning house. Because we have the fortunately. If it's fortunately, it means it was a good thing, or it had a good result. Okay. Number 8, I'm sorry, but we go to a wedding next month. We aren't going to be able. No. Oh, sorry, it's next month, so we won't be able to go to your wedding next month. Okay, so we won't be able to go to your wedding. We'll be on holiday. 9, I'm feeling a bit worse. You contact the doctor yet? Present perfect question. So have you been able to contact the doctor yet? Okay. And number 10, the manager isn't able to see you right now because he's in a meeting. Okay, really good. Let's move on to part B here. So circle the correct form and tick if both are possible. So for example, in here, let me find one. The first one is okay. My little boy couldn't or wasn't able to speak until he was nearly 2 years old. Couldn't is okay. And wasn't able is also okay. So in number 1, you have to tick because the two possibilities are able to fit here. Okay. So both possibilities are right. So you tick. Okay. So pause the video and do, guys, please. Okay. So let's check. She's much better after her operation. She will be able to walk again in a few months. It's impossible to use the can because we don't use will can. Remember when I started explaining? So in here it's will be able to. 3, he hasn't been able to mend my bike yet. He'll do it tomorrow. It's being able to because hasn't can't be in the same place as could. They can't be together. So or you use hasn't been able to or couldn't mend. Okay? 4, it's the weekend at last. I love being able to go out with my friends. We don't use love can. Or we use the modal verb first, or we use be able to. In this case, we can change the place of can. So we use I love being able to go out with my friends. Okay? 5, when we lived on the coast, we use it to be able to go to the beach every weekend, every day. We use it to can, pelo amor de Deus, não. 6, I'm not able to send my emails at the moment. My computer isn't working. Okay? Or I can't send my emails at the moment. So in number 6, both are possible. Okay? 7, I could read before I started school. I was able to read before I started school. So number 7 is also ticked because both possibles, both options are possible, both possibles. Number 8, we won't be able to go on holiday this year because we need to spend a lot of money on the house, right? 9, Linda's really pleased because she's finally being able to find a part-time job. This apostrophe S means has, okay? So she has finally been able to. Alex can speak Portuguese fluently after living in Lisbon for 10 years. Alex is able to speak Portuguese fluently after living in Lisbon for 10 years. So number 10, both are possible. Okay? So guys, these are the answers to this part B. I hope you could understand, understand and do the exercise. Okay? Let me just erase everything. And let's go back to the page 34. In the page 34, we also have this exercise here, letter F, which is not necessary to do because, you know, we have already done this in the other exercise. So let me just erase everything. Let's focus on page 35. Okay, on page 35, we have this pronunciation part. Okay, really good. So we are going to listen and what you are going to do. In this unit number 2, let me type something here. So guys, opa, we will listen and you send me an audio on WhatsApp, copying the rhythm, okay? Let me just zoom it so it's better for you to see. Okay, so let me put it here. So listen and repeat the sentences. I am going to play once for you to listen. Then I'm going to play once for you to listen again, but then you send me the audio, okay? Saying these 4 sentences. That easy, okay?
2.36. 1,
I'd love to be able to ski.
2,
We won't be able to come.
3,
I've never been able to dance.
4,
She hates not being able to drive.
Okay, let's listen again. Just a second.
2.36. 1,
I'd love to be able to ski.
2,
We won't be able to come.
3,
I've never been able to dance.
4,
She hates not being able to drive.
Okay, so the idea in this exercise is that you focus on the bigger words. So love, able, ski, won't, able, come, never, able, dance, hates not, able, drive. Okay, so you say the bigger words in a more stressed way. Okay, so please do it and send me the audio. Okay, let's move on, guys. So we finished this part A here really fast, right? Because time flies. Not that time flies, but the grammar flies if we focus on the most important things. So let's take a look into this listening. No, not the listening. This vocabulary part here on page 36. Okay, let me just put it here. Right. So Take a look in this picture, and then you have to answer these both sentences here using the bored and the boring. Okay, so the film was and the audience was. Before you complete, take a look into this box here. Many adjectives for feelings have two possible forms, either ending in ed or ing, for example, frustrated or frustrating. We use the adjective ending in ed for the person who has the feeling. I was very frustrated. So I was very frustrated that I couldn't scuba dive. We use the adjective ending in ing for a person or situation that produces the feeling. So, for example, I couldn't join the conversation, which was very frustrating. So if you're talking about yourself, you are describing with ed. If you talk about a situation or the context in general, you use ing. So in this case, the film was boring because it wasn't the filme. The filme doesn't have feelings. O filme não tem sentimentos. Quem tem sentimentos são as pessoas. So the film, an object, the situation, ing. The audience was bored. The people here have feelings. Their feelings for the film is they are bored. Okay? Their feeling, as pessoas. Really good. Now, what do you have to do? Read the information box we have already. Then complete the adjectives with ed or ing. Guys, pause the video, complete with ed or ing for the correct situations. Remember, ed, person, ing, situation. Okay? Can you do it? Please, go. All right, so now, before we correct, we're going to listen, okay? I think it's a better idea. Let's listen and then you correct.
2.38. 1,
What do you think is the most exciting sport to watch?
2,
What's the most amazing scenery you've ever seen?
3,
What music do you listen to if you feel depressed?
4,
Have you ever been disappointed by a birthday present?
5,
Which do you find more tiring, speaking English or listening to English?
6,
What's the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to you?
7,
Are you frightened of heights?
8,
Do you feel very tired in the morning?
9,
Who's the most boring person you know?
10,
Do you ever get frustrated by technology?
Okay, so remember that, for example, let's take a look. If we are talking about the person, we are going to use the pink one. If we're talking about the situation or the cause of the feeling, we are going to use the green one. The first one, what do you think is the most exciting sport to watch? So in here, we are talking about the sport, not the person. Number 2, what's the most amazing scenery you've ever seen? Okay. Number 3, what music do you listen when you feel, so you feel depressed, the person, you know? Number 4, have you been disappointed? So have you been disappointed by a birthday present? Which do you find more tiring? Speaking, so it's green, so it's speaking in English or listening to English? Because in here we are talking about what produces the tiredness, the speaking or the listening to English. Number 6, what's the most embarrassing thing that has ever happened to you? Are you frightened of heights? Do you feel very tired in the morning? Who's the most boring person you know? In here, guys, we are not talking about the feeling of the person. You know, we are talking about the person that is boring. You know? Não, nós não estamos falando dos sentimentos da pessoa, mas a pessoa é chata. A pessoa ser chata, ela não está expressando sentimentos, ela está expressando um estado. So we use ing, okay? And number 10, do you ever get frustrated by technology? So these are the whys. We have ing or ed, okay? Really good. So we have done quite many things, but we're going to do the listening for our last exercise. Okay, so what do we have to do? We're going to listen to this article here. Let me just find in the book because it's more visible. We're on page 36, right? Reading and speaking. Okay, so we're going to read an article about Alexis Rawlings, who speaks 11 languages. Before you read, match the languages below with words 1 to 6. Then listen and check. So guys, what do you have to do here? Just a second. Okay, so we have these languages here, and then in this picture, we have the words. You have to pause the video and complete with the numbers. Can you do it, please? 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, let's check. So the first one is already done. This word here, where is it? Okay, hello, it's African. It's really different because hello, it's also German. Interesting, right? It's interesting, it's interesting. Okay, so number 2, number 2, it's German, right? I can't, okay. Let me put like this because we can see all the words. Number 3, French. Number 4, I don't know, I have to check here. Okay, it's Hebrew, like hebraico, right? Number 5, it's Russian. Where is it? Russian, number 5. Number 6, really difficult. It's in English. Number 7, it's Greek. Okay. Number 8 is Catalan. Okay. Number 9, the famous Spanish. Number 10 is Dutch. And number 11 is Italian. Let's listen and check.
2.39. 1. Afrikaans.
Hallo.
2. German.
Guten Tag.
3. French.
Bonjour.
4. Hebrew.
Shalom.
5. Russian.
Привет.
6. English.
Hello.
7. Greek.
Γεια σου.
8. Catalan.
Bom dia.
9. Spanish.
Hola.
10. Dutch.
Goedendag.
11. Italian.
Ciao.
Okay, guys, really good. That was our last exercise as classwork, okay? So now what you're going to do is, as homework, you are going to do letter C, and, sabia que isso ia acontecer. Letter C, it's your homework, and also letter D, Okay? These are your homework. Let me type it so you can see. Let me stop share here. Okay, so we have here the classwork and we have the homework. Just a second. Okay, so for classwork of today, you have to send me pictures of. Opa. Não dá para ver agora, mas dá para ver depois, ok? Of page. Opa. Pages 138, 138, 35, part A and B. Deixa eu ver o que saiu aqui. Part A and part B. Ok? So, nossa, tá muito torto, hein? Ok, vai sair assim mesmo. And part 5B, right? This is your classwork. São todos os exercícios da página 138, os da 136, o A e o B relacionados com os adjetivos, e agora esse que a gente fez dos idiomas, ok? And your homework is page 36, part C and part D, okay? This is your homework. Sorry. I hope you learned. If you have any problems, you talk to me. But if you don't, talk to me too. Okay? Please, guys, send me your email or ask for the classroom code. You can send me anything through WhatsApp. So please do it. Okay? Guys, thank you very much and see you next week. Bye.